So from now on, we're going to learn some functions. And those functions are important and really needed in the homework or in test or in examples. So you want to pay attention to the function itself and how to use them. Okay? You don't have to remember the function because our exams or tests will be open book and open notes. So you always have the chance to go back to check, okay, what is the function exactly? But you really need to know how to use it. You want to know from a given condition, what's the value of each of these symbols, so that you can insert the values into the function and get the right answer, right? Okay, so the first function we're going to learn is the total cost function. Total cost, we write it as C capital T. C is cost. Okay, and the capital T is total. So that's the way we write total cost. You don't have to write the two words. You just need to write this symbol, CT. Okay? And so CT, total cost, equals to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Remember that we have learned the fixed cost and the variable cost, right? So the total cost should be the sum of these two. And the total fixed cost is written as CF. C is cost and F is fixed. So CF, whenever I write CF, you should know that's the total fixed cost. And total variable cost is written as CV. C is cost and V is variable. Okay, so this is the first function. And then usually the variable cost is not given in a total number. It's given in the number per unit. Okay, so if variable cost per unit is C lowercase v, so it's lowercase v means it's per unit, okay? Means it's not total. Okay, so be careful about this C capital V and C lowercase v. They are different. Okay, and so if you are given that the variable cost per unit is C lowercase v, then the total variable cost CV will be what? Will be the C lowercase v times the demand. So D is the demand. Okay. So if this is the number one function, this is gonna be the number two function about the cost. Okay. So if you want to calculate the total cost, you need to determine the total CF and the total C uppercase V. Okay. And sometimes the uppercase C uppercase V, the total variable cost is not given. What you have, the variable cost per unit, the C lowercase v. So in that case, you have to calculate the total variable cost C first using this function, number two function, okay? And then you insert it back to this function number one, and then to calculate the total cost. Make sense? So give yourself a second to digest this, and then let's read this example. So given fixed cost to produce breads, so we're still running a bread shop, okay? Yeah. So we're running the bread shop, and the given fixed cost to produce breads is $300 a day. So total fixed cost is $300 a day. We can write it down here. C capital F, that's the total fixed cost, is $300 per day. Right? That's what the first sentence tells you. And the variable cost per bread. Variable cost per bread, what it means? It means this is the C lowercase v, because it's per bread, per unit, okay? It's not total. Per unit, not total. So you can write C lowercase v is what? Is $0.8 per bread. Okay. You produce 100 pieces of bread per day, and we assume that you can sell all of them. So this 100 pieces is your demand, is your D. So you can write D is 100 pieces. Okay? Okay, let me show you these arrows so you know where it's from. Okay, what's the question? What is the total variable cost? And what is the total cost? So we got two questions. Question number 1, what is C capital V? Okay, the total variable cost. And the question number 2, what is CT? Okay. So those are the two questions we have. For the first question, CV, we have this function, right? So C capital V is C lowercase v times D. And what is C lowercase v? It's $0.8 per bread times, what is the demand? It's 100 pieces. Okay, so the answer is what? Is $80 per day. Okay, and what is the total cost? Total cost is based on this function, right? So CT is CF plus C capital V. CF is 300 per day. CV is, we just calculate it, $80 per day. So the total is what? Is $380 per day. Okay, this is the result. So I want you to understand the function and especially how to use it. And whenever you have a given condition, how do you translate the sentences into some conditions like this? Like the values for the symbols in the function. And then you just insert those values into those functions. Okay. And let me see if I can change the color. So here I just want to point out that this is the function we used. Okay. So on this slide, you need to understand those functions. You need to understand those symbols. And you need to understand how do you translate the example conditions into those, into the value of the symbols. Okay. Let's see. All right, so that's all for today. So today we reviewed the concepts of different types of costs, right? And then we learned some language we're going to use in this subject. And especially we learned the 5 important concepts: the price, the demand, the cost, the revenue, the profit, right? We learned those concepts. And then here we introduced the first 2 functions we're going to use. It's all about the cost, okay? So just have some time to digest this information and especially pay attention to this single slide, okay? This is also very important. Those functions are needed in the future calculations, okay? So make sure you understand everything on this slide.